Man, Kerry Mike, that was a thrilling Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Home Run contest. So now that we tallied up the score, who do we have in first place?
Right now, in first place, we have Zombra.
All right, very good. Following that, we have, I believe it's Prolific Pops.
Prolific Pops and Tan are actually tied for second right now.
Oh, nice. And then that means Lake Ace.
Lake Ace.
All right. Don't worry. It's not the end of the competition. She will pull back. So now that we've gotten Super Smash Bros. Ultimate out of the way, we are going to get into our game number 3. So please, take a look. Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. How about that? So I know this must take you back, Kerry Mike, but why don't we go ahead and go over the rules of what our players are going to have to do?
Oh, sure. So Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Escape the planet. Players are ranked based on their finishing times. Points earned based on the rank. First place will get 4 points. Fourth place will get 1 point.
That's right. And the thing about this is that you can't die. There will be a boss waiting for them at the end. So with this, they have no chance of dying or anything like that, but they are going to have a certain amount of time to escape from the planet. So it's going to be another time-based, pressure-packed environment. So we're going to see how our players do it. So we're going to go ahead and get set up, and we'll see you guys there shortly. All right, so this is Lake Ace's first attempt. So we just started the clock, and there is a boss waiting for her at the end. Who will it be? We shall find out. But the good thing about this, as I said earlier, is that you can't die in this first stage, but she is going to have to utilize some of Samus's abilities to kind of get through this stage quickly. So far she's making great progress, going through all the doors. There's not any enemies or anything on here like that, but she is going to be ranked based on time. And so here we have arrived. We're getting a little closer, I believe here's where the boss is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's the little Metroid there. Little Metroid. Hey, little Metroid.
But this brings back memories.
Right? And I would even say the graphics on this game in particular, it was really ahead of its time. And there he is.
There it goes.
It's Ridley. So yeah, you got to take him out. Take him out. I'm pretty sure our players here didn't expect to fight a boss during the tournament.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Ridley's putting in some work with that tail. He took the Metroid though. Oh, watch out! Okay, now you gotta escape. Get out of there quick. There's a self-destruction sequence, so you gotta get out of there immediately. Immediately. So there's gonna be a little bit of obstacles here. Like I said, there's no enemies, but there's gonna be some obstacles. That's right, that's right. Keep running. So when was the last time you played this, Terry Mike, if you can remember? What was like your earliest memory of this game?
My earliest memory is shortly after I got my Super Nintendo. My father bought me a Super Nintendo, and I went to Blockbuster Video and rented this, I would say circa 90... It was in the 90s. I can't remember exactly when. Shortly after it came out, but it was the hottest thing out.
Right.
And man, it holds up really well.
Exactly. And Lake Ace, and she's almost there. No, she fell. She has to get back up quick. She has 25 seconds left. Come on, Lake Ace. Don't fall into the pressure. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Oh, she got 18 seconds left. If she doesn't make it, it's gonna be a 0, unfortunately. But she was right there. She just had to make it up. That's right. One at a time. One at a time. There you go. There you go. Almost there. And she made... Yeah. No, wait, no. There she goes. She finally made it. Well done. Well done. All right, so now we have Tan's turn. So go ahead and press start. And let's see what you got. All right, so that was a really close round with Lake Ace. How did you feel about that one?
It was pretty intense. And looking at... It takes you by surprise, because when I first played this game, I was not expecting the whole... You only have this amount of time left. But yeah, Lake Ace did pretty good under pressure, even though kind of had a hiccup there at the end. She recovered pretty good. That's
right. And that's what this tournament's all about. You just want to get something in the pocket. You know, it's better to get something rather than a 0. So this is Tan's turn, and he's about to encounter a boss as well. And let's see how he does against Ridley. Of course, that's the Metroid, but unfortunately, Ridley's going to take it.
And Ridley, he's very aggressive, as we just seen here. So we're gonna see how Tan's gonna really get through this. And it looks like he's just going all in. Love it. Love the aggressiveness, trying to work Ridley. Oh my goodness. If only Samus could get that Metroid back. But you know, what was like the basic premise of Metroid, if you can remember?
Oh man, it's so I would say I almost felt like this was the first survival horror that
Right.
I played. It was, it was based off of exploration and then trying to figure out the nature of Metroid. But it's been so long. Man, Mute, it's been a minute.
Right. And you know, when you play these Metroid games, you really feel like the isolation.
You do,
And
right?
these different worlds that she explores, like Planet Z's or Planet SR388, they're very cruel places.
Like
They're very
Atlas.
very unforgiving. But we see here Tan is making short work and getting through the level as quickly as possible. He's making pretty good time, just like Lake Ace did. So we can see here that our players can definitely adapt to any situation, giving it could be a old school game, a new school game, even games that they never played before. They're using all of their gaming knowledge into this one game, and it looks like Tan made it with an excellent time. So we're gonna put that on our score sheet, and we're gonna share with you guys later on who's in first, second, third, and fourth. So we'll get started with the next. Now it's Prolific Pops' turn, so go ahead and let's see what you got, Prolific Pops. All right, so now I know that Prolific Pops plays as Dark Samus in Smash Brothers. Let's see how that
Right.
transitioned into
Yeah,
this
let's see if
game.
that translates. There we go. Yeah.
There's no forward smash in this game. You're just gonna have to use the old school controls. And I know, just like in Tears of the Kingdom, the graphics are so good. It's kind of hard to see where you want to go, but you just want to make it through those doors and take out Ridley. And of course, if he doesn't escape the planet, it's an automatic zero. But so far, he's traversing the land pretty good. And that's the thing about, these timed games. I'm not good with timed games. Anytime I feel pressured to do something in a certain amount of time, I mess up or I fall to my doom. Something always messes up, especially if you have to fight a boss within a certain amount of time
Right.
too.
Because you have to balance out the skill with time management.
Exactly. And, that's the thing is that, even though Metroid is all about explorations, these planets that Samus explores always ends up about to blow up, and you gotta,
Yeah.
you
I
gotta
don't know. It's kind of a rough pattern with Samus. I don't know.
exactly. But we see here, just like Link, she's very courageous and a very proficient at her job as a bounty
Yeah.
hunter.
If there's anyone that deserves a movie, I would say Samus.
Right, man. I would love to see a Metroid movie. But of course, we heard that news that they're making a live action.
There we go.
But okay, so now it's Prolific Pops' turn, so he has a certain amount of time to leave this planet. So he's just gonna have to get out. That's right. And so one of the things that can kind of slow down Samus is if she is either jumping or shooting. So we want to make sure that we do less of that just so that we can hurry up and escape out of this planet. So there's a little bit of obstacles here. So Prolific Pops is just gonna have to manage getting through those steams and trying to get out of here as soon as he can. And so far he's doing really good. Oh, don't worry. You can't die in this game. You can't die, or not in this game, but in this part of the level, you could die after you leave this
Yeah, I was
level.
about to say, I remember dying quite a lot.
Yeah,
In this one.
we
Yeah.
just talked about earlier. It's such a cruel place.
Yeah.
But Prolific Pop's got less than 30 seconds to get out. He's gonna have to get out of the way, and oh, the place is tilting. Oh my goodness.
Before the days of controlling your own camera.
Exactly. And it looks like, oh, wait. He's almost there, though. He's almost there. He's got 10 seconds left. Is he going to make it? And it looks like he did. Well done, Prolific Pops. So we got his time down here, and we will share their scores with you guys shortly. So now we are going to get to our final player, Somber, and we'll get that set up shortly. All right, so next we have Somber, who's our last player. So go ahead, Somber. Let's see you escape this planet. All right. So Somber, no stranger to 2D platformers, is going to make his way through the labyrinth of death. I don't know what planet this is.
Right.
But I do know that Samus, I want to say in this game, she ends up on planet SR3. Is it SR388 or is
That
it
sounds
Z's?
right. Both of them sound pretty good. I would have to look that up.
Yeah.
Man, this thing, wow. Now it makes me want to play it now. You
Right.
forget about these hidden gems after all of these years. You think back, why haven't I played this some more?
And it's so cool that Nintendo comes out with some of these remakes because they had one on the 3DS, and that was a remake of Metroid, I believe Metroid 2.
Right.
So it's really cool how they, bring back the nostalgia of some of these games, and they even have the character Ridley in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So it's,
Right, yeah.
Smash Brothers. That was the game that really defined my love of Nintendo. They bring all these random Nintendo characters together.
Yeah. You would never think like Ridley is being a character to play,
Right.
But it works.
Exactly. And people were saying like, "Oh, Ridley's too big. He's too big." Well, I'm like, "Well, look at Ganon. Don't you think he's a little too big?"
Right.
But Somber here, he made short work of Ridley, and now he's gonna escape from the planet as soon as he can. So he's got less than a minute left to go. And yeah, Samus, that athletic ability. And I remember reading somewhere about how she's able to kind of curl up in a ball. You know how some of those gymnasts can fit into a box.
Right.
It's really interesting what the human body can do. I mean, I couldn't do that. I
know. I used to think to myself, is the suit doing that?
Right.
Or does she just have that type of flexibility?
Right. So here we have about 40 seconds for Somber to get out of this planet. Looks like he is making short work. All right, he's doing good. He's doing good. And time.
Nice.
Way to go, Somber. So we are calculating his time right now, and we will provide you guys the results shortly. So stick around for that.
Man, Carrie Mike, that was so intense with Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. So now that we have established what the point total is, the results, who came in first, second, third, and fourth?
During the Super Metroid competition, Zomber came in first, and then followed by Tan. Lake Ace placed third, Prolific Pops placed fourth.
That's right, and so it looks like that's the end of our first series of the 3 games. So now, Carrie Mike, who are our bottom 2 who's going to duke it out in the underground?
That would be Prolific Pops and Lake Ace.
Alrighty, wow. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and introduce our next game of what they're going to duke it out in the underground. So stick around for that. Alright, so they're going to be duking it out in the underground, and they are going to be doing it in Balloon Fight, in particular the Balloon Trip mode. So once again, before we get started, why don't you go ahead and read off the rules?
Sure. Balloon Fight, Balloon Trip. Players have 3 minutes to get the highest score that they can, and the rank is based on the scores.
That's right, and it's such a simple game, but man,
yeah,
beware of the twinkly stars of doom and that fish.
Yeah, it's pretty simple on paper, but once you start watching it, it's pretty intense.
Right, and another thing to add is that even though they may die due to whatever cause that may happen, they can continue to go into the next game until the 3 minutes is up. So we're doing it based on what their highest score is overall. So we're gonna go ahead and get that set up, and we'll be with you guys shortly.
All right, so we have Prolific Pops. So he's gonna go ahead and get started by going on Balloon Trip mode. He has 3 minutes, and the clock is started. So you gotta love these original graphics as well as that music. So he's gotta pop those balloons. It's okay, he has a limited amount of tries, so he just needs to run it back as quickly as he can. So go ahead and, do it fast. There you go. Because you want to rack up those points, and the points is right up there at the left-hand corner. So go ahead and run it back. Run it back, because you're on the clock. So yeah, and the maneuverability in this game, it is so tough. It's a very simple game, but it is cruel and unforgiving. We definitely now have a newfound appreciation for those auto saves.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're just making sure that we get the highest score. And Prolific Pops is just gonna pop those balloons. Watch out for the twinkly stars of doom. And we're just gonna do it by the highest score. All right. So yeah, you just want to feather that A button, not moving too far to the left or to the right. There you go. Okay. Our balloon man, he is resilient. So he still got some time left. So he just gotta quickly hurry back, because the more time he wastes, the less of a chance he can earn the high score. And he doesn't want to sink too far on the water, because that fish,
Oh, yeah.
that fish.
He's doing pretty. He's getting into his stride now.
That's right. There you go. There you go. It's getting a little tougher, but it's okay. He can handle it. He can handle it. Oh, the finesse. Oh, no. It's all right, though. He made a great stride right there, as you just said, Carrie Mike. But he still got some time left. It's not over just yet. So, man, go ahead. Okay, it's okay. We're just going to run that back as quickly as possible, so that way you have more opportunity to get as many points as you can. And you know, when I first played this game, I thought that since he had 2 balloons, I thought that if you get hit once, you have another turn. But once you hit a star, that's it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well.
So, ooh, all right. So I think now Prolific Pops is getting into a good rhythm now. All right, there he goes. I love this music.
Oh yeah.
It's a good music to fight and smash as well too. Nice, there you go. That's what you want to do. Just hurry and get back into another game. And that's what this tournament's designed to do. It's just to not only see what type of gamers that they are, but seeing how quickly they adapt to each game that come across them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's so fun and interesting to see what everybody's capable of. And you know, some people in today's competition might evolve out of this. You never know.
Yeah. Or pick up a new favorite game, right?
That's right. 3, 2, 1, and time. Put down the controller. So that was Prolific Pops' turn. So now we're going to go ahead and get set up for Lake Ace's turn. So before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get her set up. Minus button. Plus button. So now this is Lake Ace's turn. So we're going to see how far she can get with what Prolific Pops brought to the table. And we'll bring you guys those scores shortly. So, Carrie Mike, what is something you can think of that would help you to overcome the twinkly stars of doom?
It's something to factor in is momentum. Something to factor in is momentum.
Right.
When you get a feel for the character's momentum. Oh wow, she recovered out of that.
Did.
Whoa.
That fish didn't chew it into fish sticks.
All right.
My goodness. She's doing really good so far.
Good. It's a pretty good run.
That's right. There you go. Oh wow. Go ahead, Lake Ace. I'm sitting here in silence because, oh my goodness, my heart was pounding there. But she still got time, so go ahead and get to the next game quickly. With the yeah, that's right. With the oh. Run it back. You still got plenty of time. So now she's sitting pretty comfortably, but we'll tally up the scores later. You just never know. And that's the saying that I have for any game in any competition. Never give up until the very end.
Right, to the very end.
I've
seen some of your streams, and those Mario Kart, boy, they come down to the very end. And so definitely your Mario Kart streams help me see that.
Right. And because, you know, those last 2-3 seconds can make all of the difference. Yeah. Even like a second and a half can make the difference. So even though you may be on a losing streak, or it looks like your team is about to fall apart or anything like that, never give up until the very end. And we're seeing that being demonstrated here. They may struggle in the beginning, but we see them getting into their own rhythm as time goes on. Right. Oh no, the fish! Oh, the fish! You want to be careful not to be floating too close to the water. But this is one game you do not want to reach for the stars.
Exactly.
But we still got some time left. She still got some time left. Let's see how far Lake Ace can go. And that's the thing, it's a side scroller, so it's not one of those kind of games that the further you move to the left or to the right, the camera's gonna follow. It's just an auto scroll.
Right, auto scroll.
And those are really tough for me as well. If it's like an auto scroll time based pressure packed game, then consider me done. But nonetheless, I'll still make a chance to finish it. But Lake Ace got a little bit of time left. She's got 10 seconds left. What will she pull off here? Not the fish. There you go. There you go. Oh. And time. Controller down. So we are going to calculate the scores and we'll present to you guys the results shortly.
And Carrie Mike, who knew Balloon Trick could be so intense in a tournament like this? But of course, we got one winner and one runner-up. So, who won this round?
This round, Lake Ace won with a total of 4,800 points on one of the runs. And then coming in second, of course, is Prolific Pops. He had 2,680 on one of his runs. And so that gives Lake Ace 2 points for coming in first in the underground and gives Prolific Pops 1 point for coming in second.
Wow. So this was our first series of games. So now we are going to reveal what the point total is so far. So please read off the point total of who's in first.
It's pretty tough. It's a pretty tight contest. Right now, Zombra is still winning in first place with 10 points. Lake Ace and Tan are tied for second, 7 points each. And Prolific Pops is right behind them, third place, 6 points.
Wow, it is a close competition. This is amazing. So now we're going to get started with our next series of games. So please take a look.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light.
For Smash Brothers Ultimate. Of course, everybody in this room is no stranger to Smash, but we're going to see what kind of Smash we'll be getting into, so we'll have to go over the rules. So, Carrie Mike, take it away.
Sure. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 4-player Smash. 6 minutes is for this match, with the items on. The rank is based on total scores, so self-destructs equals -2 points. If you get an itchy trigger finger and hit pause either on accident or on purpose, it's -1 point.
That's right. So they're going to have to duke it out to the very end with items on Battlefield stage. So this will be a very exciting match. So we're going to see what kind of turnout is going to happen. So we're going to get it started. So please stick around for that.